Why did the fight between Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira end up becoming one of the most boring fights of their careers? What actually happened in the cage that day? At first, everything was building up perfectly. During the press conferences with Dana White and Daniel Cormier, Holloway repeatedly said that Oliveira had grown a lot since their first fight. Back then, Charles was mainly a jiu-jitsu specialist, but now he had become a complete MMA fighter.
He said it, before he was just a jiu-jitsu guy, now he's an MMA guy, so...
That statement basically meant Oliveira had accepted the idea of standing and trading with Holloway. Max also pointed out several times that neither his career nor Oliveira's had ever produced boring fights. Almost every appearance from both fighters had earned performance bonuses for excitement, so expectations were sky high. Two of the most entertaining fighters in the sport were about to collide. Fans expected an absolute war, a storm in the cage, maybe even a bloody finish. But the reality turned out very different. At the start of the fight, Oliveira did begin standing with Holloway. It's worth noting that Holloway's reach is about 175 centimeters, while Oliveira's is 188 centimeters, giving Charles more than a 10-centimeter advantage. Yet Max immediately pressured him with sharp, aggressive combinations. The pace was so intense that Oliveira quickly switched to plan B. Standing with one of the best strikers in the UFC was simply too risky, so Charles returned to his old weapon, grappling, control, and ground pressure. He attempted around 4 submissions early on, but Holloway defended them extremely well. By the second round, Oliveira stopped seriously chasing submissions and focused more on control, staying on top and securing rounds for the judges. There were a couple of impressive throws and highlight moments from Oliveira, but overall, Holloway only showed maybe 1% of what fans usually expect from him. The crowd was booing for most of the fight. Many fans argued that the BMF-style spirit of these kinds of fights isn't about safe victories. It's about chaos, violence, and spectacle. Grappling-heavy control just didn't fit what people expected from these two fighters. Technically, Oliveira now has a win over Holloway on his record. Their first fight ended with a Holloway victory due to a rare injury Oliveira suffered, but this rematch also had a controversial moment when Charles accidentally landed a front kick to Holloway's groin. He apologized immediately. After the decision was announced, Oliveira broke down in tears. Surprisingly, that triggered even more hate online, with some fans saying a BMF-type champion shouldn't show emotion, even though that criticism is pretty unfair. Holloway, on the other hand, played the villain a bit. At the final face-off and at the start of the fight, he didn't approach Oliveira for the usual greeting. That's unusual because Oliveira is known for greeting opponents, their coaches, and their corners. Max had promised something fans love, his famous last 10 seconds brawl, like the moment against Justin Gaethje. But when the final seconds arrived, it looked like nothing would happen. Then suddenly, in the final moment, they exchanged, and Oliveira even managed to outstrike Holloway in that brief burst. But considering how much control Oliveira had for most of the 5 rounds, it wasn't surprising.